Life is a journey filled with challenges, doubts, and moments when we feel powerless. Yet, within each of us lies a divine spark, a potential to overcome, to rise above circumstances, and to live a life of abundance, peace, and purpose. True transformation begins not in the outside world, but within your heart and spirit. Today, I want to share practical, life-changing advice that can guide you toward a brighter, more victorious life. The first principle is faith. Faith is not just belief, it is an active force that moves mountains in your life. When you face difficulties, it is faith that strengthens your resolve and allows you to see opportunities where others see obstacles. Cultivating faith requires daily practice, praying, meditating, and visualizing the life you desire. Faith is the engine that propels you toward your dreams, even when the path seems impossible. The second principle is vision. Life without a clear vision is like sailing without a compass. A vision gives purpose and direction, guiding every decision you make. Your vision should not be a mere wish. It must be backed by determination and action. Write down your goals, speak them aloud, and let them be the guiding light that directs your choices. When your actions are aligned with your vision, success becomes inevitable. Thirdly, the power of persistence cannot be overstated. Challenges are inevitable, but persistence ensures that you rise after every fall. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is a stepping stone. Life rewards those who persevere, who refuse to surrender to despair. Develop habits that strengthen your resilience, daily discipline, spiritual practice, and positive self-talk. Persistence transforms ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. Fourth, embrace the principle of generosity and service. True fulfillment comes not from accumulation, but from giving. When you serve others selflessly, you open the doors to blessings in ways you could never imagine. Acts of kindness, mentorship, and sharing resources create ripples that return to you multiplied. Generosity is not just a moral act, it is a spiritual strategy that aligns you with abundance and joy. Finally, the power of a disciplined mind is essential. Your thoughts shape your reality. Negative thoughts attract negative experiences, while focused, positive, and faith-filled thinking draws solutions and blessings. Train your mind to dwell on possibilities, not limitations. Practice meditation, affirmations, and reflection. The disciplined mind is a magnet for miracles and opportunities. Today, I urge you to take these principles and apply them consistently. Faith, vision, persistence, generosity, and mental discipline are not just abstract ideas. They are actionable tools that can transform your life. Implement them and watch how your circumstances shift, how doors open, and how a life of purpose and abundance unfolds before you. Faith is not merely a word we utter in moments of need. It is the living force that shapes our reality and moves the invisible into the visible. Many people misunderstand faith as passive hope, a wish for things to change, or a vague optimism that life will get better. But true faith is active, dynamic, and powerful. It is the inner certainty that the unseen will manifest, the firm belief that challenges are temporary and that divine guidance is available at every step. When faith is genuine, it acts like a compass in the darkest of nights, giving direction when logic and circumstances fail. The person who walks in faith sees beyond the immediate obstacles and focuses on the promises that lie ahead, understanding that each trial is not a dead end, but a stepping stone to greater blessings. Developing faith begins with a conscious decision to trust in what is greater than ourselves. It is cultivated through daily practices that strengthen the spirit, such as prayer, meditation, reflection, and speaking words that affirm the reality we desire. Speaking faith-filled words is not mere repetition. It is declaring truth over circumstances, reinforcing belief in the unseen, and refusing to be swayed by doubt. The mind and heart must work together, for faith resides in both conviction and imagination. Visualizing the desired outcome as already achieved energizes the spirit and attracts the necessary conditions for fulfillment. Every great achievement in history, whether spiritual, personal, or professional, began as a seed of faith in the mind of someone who refused to accept limitation. Faith also requires action. It is not enough to believe and wait. Faith must inspire movement. Every step taken in faith, no matter how small, aligns us with the forces that bring dreams into reality. Faith compels the believer to make choices, take risks, and persist even when the outcome seems uncertain. It transforms fear into courage, hesitation into decisive action, and weakness into strength. When difficulties arise, the faithful mind does not panic or despair. It interprets challenges as opportunities to grow stronger and deepen trust. The ability to remain steadfast, regardless of external circumstances, separates those who merely hope from those who see results. Doubt is the greatest enemy of faith. It creeps in subtly, questioning the promises, magnifying obstacles, and magnifying the impossibilities of life. To guard against doubt, one must continuously feed the spirit with truth, surround oneself with uplifting influences, and maintain a focus on solutions rather than problems. Faith does not ignore reality. It acknowledges difficulties but refuses to be dominated by them. The person of faith faces trials with confidence because the unseen power guiding their steps is greater than any temporary setback. It is this unwavering trust that allows the miraculous to occur, that turns impossible situations into stories of triumph, and that opens doors that no human effort alone could unlock. Faith also strengthens relationships and community. When individuals walk in faith, they inspire others to do the same. Their example of courage and persistence encourages those around them to overcome fear, doubt, and despair. Faith is contagious. It creates an environment where hope thrives and miracles become expected rather than exceptional. In addition, faith anchors the heart during times of uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances can change in an instant. Without faith, anxiety and fear dominate, but with faith, even the most chaotic situations become opportunities to witness divine intervention and personal growth. Ultimately, faith is a personal power that transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. It begins internally, in the conviction that what is unseen is more real than what is temporarily visible. It is strengthened daily through reflection, prayer, and positive action. It is protected by guarding the mind against doubt and negativity, and is expressed through actions aligned with the belief in a better, divinely guided future. Faith is not a one-time choice. It is a lifelong practice that grows stronger with experience, yielding results that surpass human understanding. When faith becomes the foundation of life, the impossible becomes possible, obstacles become opportunities, and life is lived with courage, certainty, and joy. Having a clear vision is one of the most transformative principles in life. Vision is not simply a goal or a fleeting wish. It is a detailed picture of the life you intend to create and the person you aspire to become. Without vision, life can feel directionless, and even the most energetic efforts may lead nowhere. People often drift through their days reacting to circumstances, reacting to challenges, or reacting to opportunities without a clear sense of purpose. But a vision gives life focus. It provides a target to aim for and a framework for making decisions. When you know where you are going, even the smallest steps become meaningful, and every challenge becomes a chance to move closer to your ultimate destination. Vision is the roadmap that transforms intention into action, hope into reality, and dreams into tangible outcomes. Creating a vision begins with clarity. You must know exactly what you desire, not in vague terms, but in specific, measurable, and achievable ways. A vision is like a painting in your mind. It must be vivid enough that you can see it, feel it, and even experience it emotionally before it becomes reality. Writing your vision down is a critical step because it moves the dream from thought to tangible form. Words have power, and by articulating your vision, you give it substance and authority over your actions. Reading your written vision regularly reinforces your commitment and aligns your subconscious mind with your conscious goals. Vision is more than just imagining the end result. It is also about creating alignment in your daily life. Every choice, habit, and decision must be examined through the lens of your vision. If an action does not move you closer to your ultimate goal, it is either unnecessary or counterproductive. This alignment creates consistency and momentum, which are essential for success. People with vision know how to prioritize their time, energy, and resources. They understand that distractions are inevitable, but they refuse to allow temporary diversions to derail them from their purpose. Vision is like a magnet, drawing opportunities, resources, and relationships into alignment with your goals. Another essential aspect of vision is perseverance. Seeing a goal clearly is only the first step. Staying committed through difficulties is what brings it to fruition. Life will present obstacles, delays, and unexpected setbacks, but those with a compelling vision refuse to lose focus. They remind themselves continuously of the bigger picture and the reward awaiting them at the end of the journey. A vision gives you the courage to endure hardships because it keeps your eyes fixed on the ultimate destination rather than on temporary discomforts. The clarity of vision fuels determination, resilience, and unwavering focus. A strong vision also inspires others. When people witness someone walking with clarity, purpose, and commitment, they are drawn to that energy. Leaders, mentors, and guides in history have all shared a compelling vision that mobilized others to act, support, and contribute. Your vision not only propels you forward, but can also impact the lives of those around you, creating a ripple effect of purpose, motivation, and achievement. The influence of a clear vision goes beyond personal success. It can transform communities, organizations, and even generations. Finally, vision must be flexible yet steadfast. While the end goal should remain clear, the path to reach it may require adaptation. Life is dynamic and circumstances change, but the vision acts as an anchor, keeping you steady amidst uncertainty. The ability to adjust tactics without abandoning the goal ensures that you continue to move forward even when challenges arise. Vision without flexibility can lead to frustration, but vision with discernment allows for creativity, learning, and growth along the journey. In essence, vision is the blueprint for a purposeful and meaningful life. It defines what you are striving for, guides your decisions, and keeps you aligned with your highest aspirations. It transforms ordinary effort into intentional progress, fear into courage, and confusion into clarity. With vision, every action becomes part of a larger plan. Every obstacle becomes a lesson, and every day becomes an opportunity to move closer to the life you were meant to live. When you cultivate a vivid, compelling vision and allow it to guide your life, you unlock the power to shape your destiny and create a future that reflects your deepest desires and potential. Persistence is the bridge between dreams and reality, the essential quality that separates those who achieve greatness from those who give up too soon. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, and disappointments, and it is persistence that enables a person to rise repeatedly, even when circumstances seem impossible. Without persistence, even the most brilliant ideas, greatest talents, and strongest intentions can falter. It is not the absence of difficulties that defines success, but the refusal to be defeated by them. Persistence is the quiet, unwavering determination to keep moving forward despite obstacles, delays, or failures. It transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results and turns temporary setbacks into stepping stones for lasting achievement. Developing persistence begins with mindset. A persistent person understands that failure is not final, but a necessary part of growth. Each setback carries a lesson, an opportunity to refine strategies, strengthen character, and deepen resilience. The persistent mind does not dwell on mistakes or setbacks. Instead, it evaluates, learns, and adapts. By viewing challenges as temporary and surmountable, persistence becomes less about stubbornness and more about intelligent perseverance. This mindset allows individuals to approach every difficulty with confidence, knowing that persistence paired with patience will ultimately yield progress. Persistence also requires discipline. It is not enough to be motivated in bursts of enthusiasm. Sustained effort over time produces the most meaningful outcomes. Discipline ensures that daily habits, routines, and practices are aligned with long-term goals. Whether it is dedicating time each day to skill development, nurturing relationships, or maintaining spiritual and mental focus, consistent effort compounds over time. Small, persistent actions accumulate into significant achievements, often in ways that are not immediately visible. Success, therefore, is less about dramatic breakthroughs and more about consistent, patient effort driven by a persistent spirit. Emotional resilience is another cornerstone of persistence. Life inevitably presents moments of doubt, fear, and discouragement, and the ability to manage emotions under pressure determines the strength of persistence. A resilient individual does not allow temporary discomfort or criticism to derail progress. Instead, they cultivate inner strength through reflection, prayer, meditation, or other personal practices that reinforce confidence and determination. Emotional resilience ensures that persistence is steady, unwavering, and rooted in purpose rather than fleeting motivation. Persistence is further strengthened by vision. A clear understanding of what one is striving for fuels determination. When the end goal is vivid and compelling, it becomes easier to endure hardships and remain focused. Vision provides context and meaning for every effort, making even difficult or tedious tasks worthwhile. It creates a mental image of success that guides daily decisions, motivates continued effort, and sustains hope when progress seems slow. Without vision, persistence can become aimless. With vision, persistence becomes a powerful force that drives towards specific outcomes. One of the most important aspects of persistence is faith in the process. Even when immediate results are not visible, persistent individuals trust that their continued effort will yield rewards in time. This faith does not guarantee instant success, but it provides the emotional and spiritual strength to keep moving forward. It allows individuals to remain committed even when results are delayed, understanding that progress is often cumulative and invisible until it reaches a tipping point. Persistence also inspires others. People who witness unwavering determination are encouraged to cultivate the same in their own lives. A persistent individual becomes a beacon of hope, a living example that challenges can be overcome and goals can be achieved. The ripple effect of persistence extends beyond personal success, influencing communities, teams, and families, and creating a culture of resilience, dedication, and achievement. Ultimately, persistence is not merely a skill or habit. It is a mindset, a discipline, and a spiritual strength that enables individuals to overcome adversity and fulfill their potential. It transforms failures into lessons, obstacles into opportunities, and dreams into reality. Those who embrace persistence learn to endure, adapt, and continue forward, even when the path is difficult and the outcome uncertain. With persistence, no challenge is insurmountable, no goal is unreachable, and no setback is permanent. It is the quiet force that drives ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary things, proving that steadfast determination, coupled with faith, vision, and discipline, is the key to lasting success and fulfillment. Generosity and service are powerful principles that have the ability to transform not only the lives of others but also your own. Many people underestimate the spiritual and practical impact of giving selflessly. True generosity is not measured by the size of the gift, the recognition received, or the expectation of return. It is measured by the willingness to share what you have, your time, your resources, your skills, and your compassion with those in need. When generosity flows from a sincere heart, it creates a ripple effect that touches countless lives, opening doors of opportunity, fostering deep connections, and cultivating an abundant spirit. The act of serving others elevates the giver as much as the recipient, creating a sense of fulfillment and purpose that cannot be achieved through selfish pursuits. The foundation of generosity lies in understanding that life is not solely about accumulating wealth, achievements, or recognition. It is about using what we have to bless others. When a person embraces this mindset, the focus shifts from scarcity to abundance. Giving becomes an expression of gratitude and trust in a higher principle that life provides for those who are willing to share. This mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities and limitations into platforms for creativity and influence. Every act of generosity, no matter how small, has the potential to spark positive change, touching lives in ways that may never be fully seen or understood. Service is closely tied to generosity as it represents the practical application of giving. Service is not limited to formal acts of charity or volunteering. It can be as simple as listening to someone in distress, offering guidance, mentoring, or assisting in everyday tasks. Serving others requires empathy, humility, and a willingness to step beyond personal comfort zones. It is in these acts of service that true character is revealed. A life dedicated to serving others builds trust, fosters respect, and strengthens relationships, creating a foundation for lasting impact and influence. One of the most remarkable aspects of generosity and service is the way they attract blessings and opportunities. There is a principle that those who give freely are met with abundance in return, not necessarily in the same form or immediately, but in ways that surpass expectation. When one gives without seeking recognition or reward, it aligns them with a flow of provision that is greater than any individual effort. This principle is not simply about material gain, it encompasses emotional, spiritual, and relational abundance as well. People who practice generosity often find doors opening in unexpected ways, receiving help, guidance, and opportunities that would not have been available otherwise. Generosity also strengthens community and creates a sense of interconnectedness. When individuals serve selflessly, they contribute to a culture of support, kindness, and collaboration. This culture fosters growth, resilience, and unity, empowering others to also act generously and serve with purpose. Communities and organizations thrive when generosity becomes a shared value, as it encourages cooperation, mutual respect, and shared responsibility. The collective impact of giving and serving amplifies the influence of each individual, creating change on a larger scale than could be achieved alone. Moreover, generosity and service cultivate inner growth and spiritual maturity. They challenge ego, pride, and attachment, teaching lessons of humility, compassion, and gratitude. By focusing on the needs of others, individuals develop perspective, empathy, and a deeper understanding of the human experience. This inner transformation enhances personal fulfillment and contributes to a life of meaning and purpose. The joy of seeing someone's life improve because of your actions is a reward that cannot be measured in material terms. Ultimately, generosity and service are not simply acts to perform, they are a way of life. They are expressions of a heart aligned with higher principles, a mind attuned to opportunity and compassion, and a spirit committed to leaving a positive impact in the world. By giving freely and serving others without expectation, you cultivate blessings, strengthen relationships, inspire communities, and experience profound personal growth. A life marked by generosity and service is not only abundant in outward success, but rich in inner fulfillment, creating a legacy that endures far beyond the individual. When embraced fully, these principles transform ordinary living into extraordinary influence, making a lasting difference in the world while nurturing the soul. The mind is one of the most powerful instruments we possess, and its discipline is essential for creating a life of purpose, success, and fulfillment. Our thoughts shape our reality, influencing the choices we make, the actions we take, and the circumstances we attract. A disciplined mind does not allow itself to be tossed by every passing emotion, fleeting desire, or negative influence. Instead, it focuses on clarity, intention, and alignment with higher principles. Cultivating mental discipline is not about repression or rigidity. It is about training the mind to operate with precision, purpose, and resilience, ensuring that every thought contributes to growth, progress, and achievement. The first step in disciplining the mind is awareness. Many people live unconsciously, allowing thoughts to drift aimlessly, feeding fear, doubt, and negativity. Awareness requires observing the mind without judgment, recognizing the patterns of thought, and identifying those that are harmful or limiting. By becoming aware, individuals gain control over their mental processes, choosing to focus on thoughts that empower, inspire, and move them toward their goals. Awareness is the foundation upon which mental discipline is built, as it enables intentional action rather than reaction to circumstance. Next comes the practice of focus. A disciplined mind channels its energy toward what truly matters, avoiding distractions, trivial concerns, and time-wasting activities. Focus allows for deeper engagement with tasks, enhanced problem-solving, and more effective decision-making. It is not merely the ability to concentrate for short bursts, but the capacity to maintain sustained attention on priorities that align with long-term vision and purpose. Focused thought attracts clarity and opens the mind to solutions that would otherwise remain hidden amidst chaos and noise. Another critical aspect of mental discipline is the management of emotions. Thoughts and emotions are deeply interconnected, and uncontrolled emotions can derail even the best intentions. By learning to observe and regulate emotional responses, the mind remains steady, rational, and constructive. Techniques such as meditation, reflection, and affirmation strengthen emotional intelligence and prevent impulsive reactions driven by fear, anger, or frustration. A disciplined mind cultivates patience, resilience, and calm, enabling one to navigate challenges with grace and clarity rather than being overwhelmed by them. Positive thinking is also central to a disciplined mind. Thoughts are creative forces shaping perceptions, actions, and outcomes. Negative, fearful, or doubtful thoughts attract stagnation and limitation, while positive, confident, and solution-oriented thoughts invite opportunities, breakthroughs, and growth. Mental discipline involves consciously choosing thoughts that align with desired outcomes and letting go of patterns that reinforce failure or mediocrity. Affirmations, visualization, and reflective practices are powerful tools for reinforcing constructive thought patterns, gradually reprogramming the mind to operate in alignment with purpose and faith. Consistency is vital in training the mind. Discipline is not a one-time effort, but a continuous practice that must be reinforced daily. The mind is like a muscle; it strengthens with repeated, intentional exercise. Daily practices such as setting intentions, meditating, journaling, and reviewing goals ensure that the mind remains sharp, focused, and aligned. Over time, consistency builds mental resilience, enabling individuals to face challenges with confidence, maintain clarity under pressure, and pursue long-term objectives without wavering. A disciplined mind also fosters discernment. It enables the individual to differentiate between opportunities and distractions, between truth and falsehood, and between what serves long-term growth versus what offers temporary satisfaction. Discernment prevents wasted effort and guides decision-making, ensuring that energy is invested wisely. It sharpens intuition, enhances judgment, and supports alignment with core values, faith, and purpose. Ultimately, a disciplined mind shapes reality. It transforms ordinary thinking into intentional creation, fear into courage, and confusion into clarity. By cultivating awareness, focus, emotional control, positive thinking, consistency, and discernment, the mind becomes a powerful instrument for achieving goals, overcoming obstacles, and living a purposeful, abundant life. The discipline of the mind is not only the key to personal success, but also to spiritual growth, inner peace, and lasting fulfillment. When the mind is trained and aligned, it becomes a magnet for opportunity, a guide through challenges, and a source of creative power, allowing individuals to live intentionally, act decisively, and achieve extraordinary outcomes. As we reflect on these principles, faith, vision, persistence, generosity, and a disciplined mind, we begin to see the blueprint for a life of purpose, abundance, and fulfillment. Each principle is a tool, a guiding light that, when applied consistently, has the power to transform ordinary circumstances into extraordinary outcomes. Faith allows us to trust in the unseen and move mountains within our lives. Vision gives us clarity and direction, ensuring that every step we take leads toward our ultimate goals. Persistence empowers us to rise above failures and setbacks, turning challenges into stepping stones for success. Generosity and service connect us to others, creating ripples of blessing that return in ways we often cannot predict. And a disciplined mind shapes our reality, aligning thoughts, emotions, and actions with our deepest aspirations. When these principles are embraced and practiced, life becomes not a series of random events, but a journey of intentional growth, impact, and triumph. They remind us that our potential is not limited by circumstances, but only by the boundaries we place on our faith, focus, and determination. By living with purpose and aligning our hearts, minds, and actions with these truths, we open ourselves to possibilities far beyond what we might imagine. This is a life that inspires, uplifts, and leaves a lasting legacy, both for ourselves and for those whose lives we touch along the way. Thank you all for taking this time to engage in this message. May the insights shared today inspire you to take bold steps, cultivate these principles in your daily life, and experience transformation that brings joy, success, and fulfillment. I am grateful for your attention, your openness, and your willingness to embrace ideas that can truly change the trajectory of your life. Go forth with courage, purpose, and faith, and let the journey of transformation begin today. Thank you, and may your life be abundant, meaningful, and victorious in every way.